Also, I do actually have to hurry up.
Acquisition 8% complete.
Ah, nice. After you were brave enough to charge in there on your suicide mission, I decided to fly your old whirlybird in to give you a way out just in case you survived. And lo and behold, you have. Are you ready to go now? There don't seem to be any more robots to kill up here. So with a kiss-ass 2, you can just leave. You looked around up here, what's the status? I'm afraid everyone is dead, robots and rangers both. Poor old Min was shot to pieces in front of his lab, but it looks like he managed to rig out some fierce locks to keep the synths out before he died. Not yet. We need to set off the nuke in Min's lab. What? But didn't you defeat Matthias and his robots? Matthias, yes, but not the Co-Chase AI, which is transmitting itself to other computers. We need to destroy it before it completes its upload. Horrible. Well, the nuke is in Min's lab. Go set it and come back as quick as you can. I'll get this thing ready for takeoff. You're all clear, kid.
Acquisition 10% complete. Optimizing acquisition routines with organic fractal spectrum algorithm.
I don't need any of this shit. Hope I don't need to do any, actual programming, because my fucking programmer's dead. Thank you. A lock. You know what?
Acquisition 20% complete.
Hurry the fuck up. Blow the fucking door off its hinges, Bert.
Acquisition 30% complete.
Where is it?
Acquisition.
Oh, it's in here.
40%.
Ah, fucking hell.
Acquisition.
Blow it off, Bert.
50% complete.
Okay, I missed the door, because otherwise the blast would probably have killed Gar1on. And I'm not killing myself with another thing. Fucking hell.
Acquisition 80% complete.
There doesn't appear to be a timing circuit in this atrocity of engineering, just a detonate button. However, if someone were to stay behind and sacrifice themselves, they could detonate the nuke once everyone else is well and clear. I've got no choice. I've got no choice. I'm going to have to sacrifice someone. With no timer, looks like one of us will have to sacrifice themselves. Any volunteers?
I had a feeling it would come to this. You all better get the hell out of here. We ain't got much time.
So my only two options are, the hell you are, sir, I won't let you do it, I'll stay, and I won't let you do it, it's not your time. Can I not agree? Is there no way to let him? Chisel. Ever since we met Chisel, he's been like, oh, I need to pay my dues. The hell you are, sir. I won't let you do it. I'll stay.
Well, how about that? That's a real Desert Ranger talking, ladies. Back when you started, I wasn't sure you had it in you. More fool me. You are one of the finest Rangers I've had the honor to command. The next generation shall hear the tales of your achievements. Well, what are the rest of you waiting for? Move out!
Chisel. Ah. So in a way, me detonating it way back when, the Davy Crockett one, probably would have saved the world. And I get a text screen as the after game thing. Co-Chase AI defeated. You have saved the world, or at least a small piece of it. Setting off Min's coupled together nuke inside Ranger Citadel destroyed the AI and all of its minions, and prevented its source code from broadcasting and propagating to other computers, robots, and augmented humans. The AI's robotic future has been prevented. Unfortunately, the explosion also made Ranger Citadel an uninhabited, irradiated hell pit for the next few centuries, which means the Desert Rangers are once again looking for a new home. Until they find one, they have to set up a temporary headquarters at the site of Ace's murder, using the radio tower there as their means of communication, and have ironically dubbed the place the New Ranger Citadel. Additionally, Chisel's noble sacrifice has set an example for peace and cooperation between the various groups and tribes of the Wasteland, and communities have begun working more closely together to rebuild Arizona and keep the flame of civilization burning in his name. His sacrifice also allowed the rest of your party to escape death, and their hard-won skills and experience are helping guide the Wastes to a more peaceful, prosperous future. Thanks to your timely intervention, Ag Center is recovering from the outbreak of mutant plant and insect growth that threatened to destroy it, and is once again distributing much-needed fresh produce to communities across Arizona. There is still much rebuilding to be done, but because of you, no one is going hungry, and the future of farming in Arizona is looking brighter every day. In addition to saving Ag Center, your thorough cleansing of Knott'sburg, the Shiitake mushroom farms and Stubbins farm has spared the Wasteland any further outbreaks of mutant plant and insect growth, and the citizens of those communities remain firm supporters of the Desert Rangers. The destruction of High Pool has been a calamity for the water-poor Arizona wastes and has damaged the reputation of the Desert Rangers as well. Without High Pool's regular deliveries of clean water, many communities are going thirsty and watching their crops wither to ash. Now farmers with nothing to eat are turning to banditry, and bloody conflicts are raging over the ownership of the few remaining springs and wells. Even the Desert Rangers are feeling the pinch, with many teams going out on patrol with empty canteens and cracked lips. Many mourn Kate Preston and Sean Bergin, opposites in so many ways, but united in their determination to keep High Pool alive, and now united in death. Thanks to your help, the peace between the Topekans and the Atchisons is already paying great dividends. The network of rails is expanding every day, and the train is making more regular rounds, carrying people and cargo all over Arizona. At the same time, engineers are working around the clock to get the second engine repaired and running again. The renaissance of rail is rapidly becoming a reality. Kekabar died! Making their recovery even slower is the power struggle that's broken out after both Kekabar and Casey died in the battle. Nor have their deaths helped relations between the Rangers and Rail Nomad. Oh, they both died. I didn't know Kekabar had died. Now there is some peace between their families. Ralphie and Jesse have gotten married, and will soon be moving to Ag Center to run the new train station there. With the Rail Thieves camp empty since you drove them away, Rail Nomad is using the area as a work yard for building ties, forging rails and repairing dead train cars, dramatically speeding up their production. With peace established, Melissa has given away her machete and gone back to working on the railroad. She is also a member of the Grievance Committee, which works to smooth over any remaining differences between the Atchisons and Topekans. With Danforth dead and the Red Scorpion Militia defeated, the Rangers established an outpost in the old prison and expanded their influence in eastern Arizona, but holdouts continue to harass them with IEDs and assassinations. Permanently AWOL, Rick Bachowski has joined his brother Red at the scrapyard, where he now enjoys operating heavy equipment and drinking too much. Look, I like the idea of seeing all of this, the way that Fallout does it, but a series of paragraphs is not the way to do it. This is getting tiring, reading all of this. You would have thought disarming a nuclear warhead would be a good thing, and maybe in the long term it will be, but for now, with the fear of Titan gone and the Diamondback militia and the former servants of the Mushroom Cloud at each other's throats, and ignoring their duties as peacekeepers, chaos reigns in the canyon, with bandits and hijackers raiding caravans with impunity. Yeah, I should have gone with the Diamondback militia there, that was a mistake. Because you so decisively dealt with the robot threat, Demontre is safe again and able to rebuild. The people who fled in danger have returned, businesses are reopening, and trade is beginning to pick up. Maggie's body was given a hero's welcome when Hoppy brought it back to Demontre. She buried her with a 57 Chevy for a coffin, and still mourns her to this day. That's heartbreaking. Thanks to you, the mayor is back in charge and working hard to reverse the damage done by the people. His first order of business was to throw out Gecko. Oh yeah, that would explain why he wasn't there. Install a new bank manager and start using scrap as the town's official currency again. Accounts have been reopened and people have money to spend again, causing the economy to thrive. His second order of business was to order the farmers to diversify their crops. Beatrice is dead and Dante's become withdrawn and bitter and started drinking. Virgil tried to pull his old friend out of his tailspin but found him dead one morning. They're not affected by the disease anymore. With the Robinson plot foiled and their custom of ritualistic cannibalism now a thing of the past thanks to you, the Manorites' power and influence has begun to grow. Trade relations with other communities are expanding and the Angel is becoming more integrated as a whole. With peace between Hollywood and Griffith Park finally a reality, McDade and Veronica are working together to bring about reforms. For his part, Ascension converts the militia into security officers charged with protecting the Bastion and nothing more. The evangelists he orders to become doers of good works, manning soup kitchens and halfway houses. The vigilants are diligence and have put aside the Gospels in order to seek out and study older and more reliable Bibles. Finally, he freed the penitents. No, I freed the penitents and command all his followers to take no more. In Hollywood, Veronica reformed the HCC and turns the HSP into an actual police force, sending them to close down the Salt Lab, which I did, and chase assault dealers and slavers out of Hollywood, which I did. Under her guidance, the town is becoming safe for everyone, not just the tourists. Maggie from the Bastion moved to Hollywood and is now working at Schwag's. Without any remains found at the site of the helicopter crash, Angela is still listed as missing, but they gave her a funeral anyway. Her headstone reads, Angela Death. Death has called his daughter home. I regret not finding that. I should have been able to find that. I can't believe it was just walk in there and you're stuck in there. Though she was taken over by the base co-chase AI and killed when she turned on her companions, the Rangers have still honoured her as a hero and have added Rose's name to the rolls of their dead. Her remains were buried outside Accent. It was just a puddle, but yeah, where her friends honoured her for her inquisitive mind and adventurous spirit by naming a new breed of rose after her, the Wise Sister. Honoured by the Atchisons for his great sacrifice in pushing the button of the nuclear bomb while everyone else escaped, the tribe erected a monument to Chisel that consisted of a facsimile of his legendary rap sheet. And there we go. I've got the music volume down really, really low. Presumably that's why we can't hear anything. But yes, fucking hell, this game was really long. Much longer than I thought. This game was not as good as I thought. I was so hyped for this. I pre-ordered it, admittedly only by a day, because I was still umming and ahhing about whether I should, but I pre-ordered it the day before it came out, and that's why I did Wasteland Week about 2 years ago to celebrate its release. And I was so excited for it, because, you know, a post-apocalyptic game made by some of the people who made Fallout, what could go wrong? And apparently the gameplay. Because the main problem with this was the gameplay. And I'm just going to say this now, I don't know how much they fixed between this and the director's cut, but the fact that they needed a director's cut like a year after the original game was released, you don't get director's cuts of games. You get director's cuts of movies, where you have to release it to set specifications, but a game could have been anything, and they still released it before it turned out to have been ready. So between this one and that one, they redesigned a lot of the maps. I played the beginning of it just to see any obvious differences. They redesigned a lot of the maps, and they've included a lot of the voices. I actually heard from one of the voice actors, the one who voiced the leader of the Mad Monks, who for the life of me I can't remember the name of, Father Enola. I heard from the voice actor of Father Enola, and a shout out if you're listening. I heard from him that he did record all of his lines of dialogue. So why the hell they didn't include them in the bloody game, I don't know. But maybe they are in the director's cut, because the director's cut, the bit I played, did have a lot more voicing in it. Because that was a massive ball ache, having to do all of the voices, and you'll notice that I forgot what they sounded like, got mixed up, did the same American accent 50,000 times, because I can't do that many American accents. And the gameplay of this was severely disappointing. This game came out after XCOM, which did the best turn-based, chance-based combat I've ever seen in a game, and this came out after it, and it wasn't as good as that. And that's not good. It really just... it should have been so much better. The gameplay should have been better. The chance-based thing was ridiculous. It was unreliable. So many gameplay choices that I've ranted about in this 100-part bloody series really does show how annoyed I got at this game. To be honest, the only reason I played through the entire thing is because I don't like to give up. From a story point of view, yeah, that twist at the end, having Rose turn against me, that was pretty damn good. And because it was the final fight, that's not too bad. Massive fuck you, though. A smaller fuck you to the Angela one, because I just lost her for this fight. But Angela, when you just take away one of your best people halfway through the game, I mean, yeah, it was only halfway, so I did have time to train up Chisel. It's still a giant fuck you when you come to rely on a character and then they're just taken away again. So on subsequent playthroughs, I'm probably not going to bother taking Angela. Overall, I know what they were trying to do, and they were trying to update Wasteland 1. It is reminiscent of like Fallout 1 and 2, and it's sort of modernised in some ways, but overall I'm not that keen on how it turned out. And it dragged on. Fuck me, did it drag on. Just to be honest, yeah, by the end of this series I was editing out most of it. I'd record for 2 hours and get one, maybe 1.5 episodes. and that's goddamn insane. That was, to be honest, I was doing a similar thing with Borderlands. In these series, there comes a point where you've seen all of the basic stuff, and that's why I was skipping most of the combat towards the end of the series. Because once you've seen it, you've seen it. And to be honest, the final boss fight wasn't a boss fight, it was a load of minions. So the final boss fight, in my mind, is the Dugan one, because that was the most challenging fight in like the second half of the game. But yeah, I've been rambling quite a bit. But yeah, that's I think that about sums up my thoughts on this game. So this isn't the last you're going to see of Gar1onriva VS The Apocalypse. I have very big plans for that, because I really enjoy post-apocalyptic stuff, and I've still got all of the Fallout games to cover, and I do thoroughly intend to play them on this channel. But for now, I have some ideas I want to try out on the channel, and freeing up this slot is a very useful thing, which is why I did Wasteland Week Mark 2, and now I've finished this game. If you're still listening, thank you very much for watching, and thank you for sticking around through all of that rambling at the end. Thank you very much. I'm going to go. I'll catch you later.